What makes the Khopesh so deadly? Invented in ancient Egypt, the Khopesh was more than just a weapon. It was a symbol of military dominance and royal authority. Unlike the straight swords of later eras, its blade curved forward in a distinctive crescent, combining the chopping power of an axe with the precision of a sword. Measuring around 50 to 60 centimeters, the Khopesh was short enough for speed but heavy enough to hack through armor and shields. Egyptian soldiers wielded it in battle, using its curved edge to hook enemy weapons and tear through defenses, while pharaohs were often depicted holding it as a sign of their power. From the battlefield to temple carvings, the Khopesh was a defining weapon of the Egyptian warrior class. But the Khopesh was not just a product of artistic craftsmanship. It was the result of technological advancements that allowed Egypt to refine its warfare. Unlike later iron weapons, which were hammered into shape, the Khopesh took advantage of bronze casting, allowing smiths to create its unique curve with precision. Work hardening was then used to strengthen the cutting edge, compensating for bronze's natural softness. Finally, a socketed handle ensured a secure grip, making the weapon far more durable than early swords with simple tang construction. These three innovations, shaping, strengthening, and securing, worked together to make the Khopesh not just an elegant weapon, but a brutally effective one. The first breakthrough that made the Khopesh possible was bronze casting, a technique that allowed craftsmen to pour molten metal into molds rather than relying on hammering alone. This was essential for the weapon's distinctive shape. Unlike straight blades, which could be forged by repeated hammering, the Khopesh's forward curve needed precise shaping that casting provided. This curve wasn't just aesthetic, it gave the weapon multiple attack functions. The outer edge delivered powerful axe-like strikes, while the inner hook allowed the wielder to catch an enemy's shield, pull a weapon aside, or even trip an opponent. Without casting technology, such a complex and effective design would have been nearly impossible to produce on a large scale. However, bronze alone was too soft to hold a sharp edge for long, which is where work hardening came into play. After casting, the blade's edge was hammered repeatedly, compressing the metal's structure and making it harder. This process allowed the Khopesh to retain its sharpness despite bronze's natural tendency to dull quickly. The rest of the blade remained more flexible, preventing it from becoming brittle and breaking under stress. The result was a weapon that could endure repeated strikes while still slicing cleanly through flesh, leather armor, and even softer metal defenses. Without this reinforcement, the Khopesh would have required constant sharpening and been far less effective in sustained combat. To ensure the weapon remained secure in hand, Egyptian smiths also improved its grip by using socketed handle construction. Early weapons often relied on a simple tang, a narrow extension of the blade inserted into a wooden grip, but these could loosen or snap after repeated use. The Khopesh, instead, featured a socket that fit over the handle like a sleeve, distributing the force of impact more evenly. This design reduced weak points and gave the wielder greater control, an essential feature for a weapon that relied on hooking and slicing maneuvers. With a solid, dependable grip, the Khopesh could be used with full force without fear of the blade coming loose or breaking at the hilt. Each of these technological advancements worked together to turn the Khopesh into a weapon of speed, power, and precision. Bronze casting allowed its lethal curve, work hardening ensured its cutting edge remained strong, and the socketed handle provided stability in combat. Without any one of these features, the Khopesh would have been either too fragile, too dull, or too unwieldy to be effective. Together, they created a weapon that was not just functional, but a masterpiece of ancient warfare. To wield the Khopesh effectively, you must use its shape to your advantage. Unlike a straight sword that relies solely on thrusts and slashes, the Khopesh is best used in fluid, sweeping motions. The forward curve allows you to strike with chopping power, while the hooked section can be used to control an opponent's weapon, yank away a shield, or even pull an enemy off balance. The hardened edge lets you strike repeatedly without losing effectiveness, and the secure grip means you can commit fully to each swing. Whether in the hands of an Egyptian soldier or an elite warrior of the Pharaoh's guard, the Khopesh was not just a weapon. It was a tool of dominance, shaped by technology and perfected through battle.